Surprise, surprise! It seems like EVs aren't as great as they advertised, and now many EV owners are switching back to gas-powered cars or plug-in hybrids. This has raised a lot of questions. What exactly are the problems EV owners keep facing? Are EVs really an alternative for the future? Let's find out by looking at the 7 shocking reasons EV owners want to switch back to gas cars. Number 7, less reliable. Many people decided to switch from regular cars to electric cars because they believed electric cars would be more dependable. Electric car companies said electric cars are simpler and less likely to break because they have fewer parts. Electric cars should be more reliable because their engines and other parts are simpler. Also, maintaining them should be easier because they don't need regular oil changes. Even though electric cars promise fewer brake problems due to regenerative braking, in reality, they aren't as reliable as people had hoped. According to a recent survey conducted by Consumer Reports, it was found that electric vehicles tend to experience 80% more issues compared to traditional gas-powered cars. The primary concern is about the battery, having both performance-related issues and challenges with charging. But that's not all. In addition to battery-related problems, EVs often encounter difficulties with their infotainment systems and overall software functionality. One notable example showing the reliability challenges of EVs were documented by Edmunds, a highly respected automotive magazine. In their investigation, they purchased a brand new Chevy Blazer EV, only to discover a multitude of issues within just 2 months and 2,000 miles of driving. During a trip from Los Angeles to San Diego, the vehicle experienced significant operational failures. Alongside battery-related troubles, the Edmunds test drivers encountered malfunctions with window switches, a melted infotainment display, an ongoing cycle of shutdowns and restarts, navigation glitches, and various other problems. This showed that EVs aren't as reliable as they are said to be. But hey, before we continue, if you're enjoying this video, do well to give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe buttons to show your support. If you've done that, let's continue. Number 6, public charging issues. For people who don't have a garage, using public chargers is their only option. But it's not easy. The charging network isn't good enough yet. In cities, there are enough chargers, but in the suburbs, it's harder to find them. This makes it difficult, especially for people going on long trips. Also, charging takes a long time. Even though chargers are faster than before, they're still not fast enough for most drivers. Even the fastest public chargers can't fully charge electric vehicles in less than 30 minutes, which is much longer than filling up a gas-powered car. Plus, charging at public stations can be very costly. Sometimes the cost of charging an EV is the same as running a gas-powered car. But that's not all. Public chargers are not very reliable. According to J.D. Power, in just the first 3 months of last year, 20.8% of EV drivers faced problems with charging, like screens not working, payment issues, charge initiation failures, network problems, or broken connectors. Number 5, high repair cost. Many electric vehicle owners wish they still had their gas-powered cars because repairing EVs can be much more expensive. Research from CCC Intelligent Solutions shows that repair costs for EVs are 56% higher compared to gas-powered cars. On average, fixing an EV after a crash costs nearly $6,600, while the average repair cost for gas cars is $4,255. Even though EVs are supposed to need less maintenance, they could end up costing a lot more in the long term. It's no surprise that hardly anyone wants to buy a used electric car, which we'll discuss shortly. There are many reasons for these high repair costs. There are fewer shops that specialize in electric vehicles compared to regular ones, and fewer technicians trained to work on them. EVs are often made from more expensive materials, like aluminum instead of steel. They also have lithium-ion batteries, which need special storage because they can catch fire. This means repairs are harder and take longer, which makes them more expensive. Many parts in EVs are welded together, so they can't be fixed, only replaced. As EVs get older, repairs become even more expensive, sometimes costing thousands of dollars for vehicles that aren't worth much. For example, a Tesla Model S owner in Quebec had corrosion on the battery casing. The dealer said the whole casing needed to be replaced, which would cost $25,000 plus tax. At number 4, insurance costs. Experts have been saying that electric vehicles are cheaper to run than regular cars, despite their higher initial costs. But have they thought about insurance? Insuring an EV is expensive nowadays. For example, full coverage for a Tesla Model X costs over $4,000 a year, which is twice the market average. Even for more affordable EVs like the Tesla Model 3, insurance is nearly $500 more expensive compared to an average gas-powered luxury compact sedan, such as the Audi M4 or BMW 3 Series. The Chevrolet Bolt EV costs $78 more per year to insure compared to a Hyundai Ioniq Blue, which is a hybrid car. There are several reasons why insurance costs are higher for EVs. First, EVs are generally more expensive than traditional gas-powered cars, so insurance premiums are higher. Furthermore, it's worth noting that repairing electric vehicles can incur significant expenses, especially when it involves replacing components like batteries, which are often damaged beyond repair in accidents. Due to the high costs associated with these repairs, insurance companies tend to classify EVs as total losses more frequently after collisions. Additionally, the presence of lithium-ion batteries in EVs poses a fire risk, which contributes to the higher insurance premiums for these vehicles. At number 3, home charging satisfaction. Satisfaction with charging at home is important for nearly half of EV owners who choose to switch back to internal combustion cars. We're not referring to public chargers and their network, but rather home charging, which is most convenient for those with a garage. Ideally, they can charge their EV overnight and save money. However, in reality, things are a bit different. Many EV owners find that the standard Level 1 charger is too slow, so they end up paying more for a faster Level 2 unit. Naturally, the Level 2 charger performs much better, explaining why 2/3 of EV owners prefer it. However, despite this upgrade, a recent J.D. Power study found that owners are less satisfied now than they were a few years ago. One reason for this is that home charging has become less affordable. Electricity prices keep rising, with the average residential rate increasing by 10% from 13.72 cents to 14.96 cents per kilowatt hour in 2022. That, according to Energy Information data. This trend continued into 2023, with the average rate reaching 16.21 cents per kilowatt hour in October. At number 2, a range problem. While EVs are improving in terms of autonomy, the fear of running out of power, known as range anxiety, still exists. The charging network isn't developed enough, and EVs still can't travel as far as internal combustion cars. Most EVs can't go more than 300 miles on a single charge, according to estimates from manufacturers or the Environmental Protection Agency. On average, EVs only achieve about 133% of their estimated range, which is part of the problem. Another issue is that owners often can't fully charge their batteries using fast chargers. Typically, they only reach around 80%. Additionally, battery performance is affected by external factors like cold weather, which can significantly reduce how far an EV can travel on a single charge. And that's not all. It's widely recognized that batteries tend to perform poorly under heavy strain, particularly when electric vehicles are tasked with hauling heavy loads or towing. For example, take the test conducted with the F-150 Lightning, in which it was loaded with 1,400 pounds of sandbags. As a result, the truck's range plummeted from 278 miles to 210 miles, marking a notable 24.5% decrease in range. And at number 1, the price and depreciation. Lastly, let's talk about the cost. Even with the big discounts we're seeing lately, electric vehicles are still much more expensive than gas-powered cars. The average price people pay for an EV is over $53,000, which is 15% higher than the average car purchase in 2023. On top of that, EVs lose their value much faster than gas cars. Over 5 years, most EVs lose about 50% of their value, while the average for all cars is around 39%. Let's make a comparison. Over a 5-year period, hybrids depreciate by approximately 37.4% of their value. Now let's look at the Tesla Model S, which experiences a depreciation rate of 55% during the same time frame. On the other hand, the Porsche 911 only depreciates by about 9.3% over 5 years. Considering these figures, it's understandable why many EV owners have opted to return to internal combustion engines. Alright, we've come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and let us know your thoughts in the comments section. See you in our next video.